What is up and welcome to week 2 of mommaFit Revival. Okay, so for week 2, your whole focus this week is going to be for muscular endurance. Now, there is muscular endurance, there is muscular strength. We're going to hit strength later on in the program, don't worry, but there is a difference. So muscular endurance is when you're actually working to lift something for longer periods of time. Think you're lifting up your kid and you're carrying them around the house while you vacuum and sweep and mop. You're carrying groceries all around from your car, maybe upstairs, wherever you need to go, okay? So that is the endurance aspect. Again, we will hit on strength later, but muscular endurance is very functional for moms, as I've already pointed out. And the way that we are going to accomplish this is we're going to be increasing our reps and our sets and decreasing rest between the sets themselves. So not necessarily between the rounds, but between the sets themselves. And you're also going to be focusing on dropping your weight to about 50% of your max that you found in week 1. So for example, let's say during squats, you found that your max was 30 pounds. That's the most that you can lift in a squat without completely messing up your form. And that's what you were able to do. For this week, you're going to drop that down to 15. And I know that seems a little bit like what in the world, but it's all about endurance. You're going to be doing these moves for longer periods of time. So you need to drop that weight down or you're not going to get the most out of this week. And so now let's talk about those goals. Short, sweet, simple, to the point. Form is key. You need to make sure that you are still focusing in on that form first and foremost. If you are starting to lift and you're getting into these long periods of work and you're starting to find out that your form is failing or it's getting compromised, I need you to drop weight and or completely modify. If your form is starting to go, the rest of the workout is not going to be beneficial to you, especially the exercise that you're doing. And I want you to focus more on that form than how much you can lift and how many you can do with that weight. Lastly, like I said, 50% of the max that you found in week 1, okay? That is another thing that I really want you to be focusing in on, dropping that weight, because again, you're going for longer periods of time. And of course, make sure that you're recording everything. You have those tracker sheets. Make sure that you are still recording. And this week is when we are bringing in those building blocks, okay? So you will see some of those building blocks coming in, especially towards the end of the workouts. Now, this is a time where you're going to be able to challenge yourself in lifting some weight. So a lot of these moves that are in the building blocks, you did in week 1. You should already have recorded what that weight is for those exercises. I want you to try and start with that weight when it comes to the building blocks and see if you can up it as we go through these moves. And when it comes to the building blocks, the endurance stuff is off the table, meaning I want you to try and go as heavy as you possibly can for those moves to challenge yourself. Other than that, that is all that you need to know for week 2. Do the work, trust, focus on your nutrition, do the workouts, give me the best that you can. And with that being said, let's go ahead and dive right on in to week 2.